Pre-K, it's me, Mrs. Burke, and I am going to talk to you a little bit about the ocean animal of the day, and I'll tell you how I got to figuring out which one to do today. I went to school to go to church today, which is Wednesday, and you're going to be watching this on Thursday. So I went to church yesterday, and so I went in the classroom. And when I was in there, I went to feed the horseshoe crabs. They're doing great, by the way. They can't wait to see you all. And I grabbed my, it's one of my favorite books. I'm sorry that we're not together for you to see it. And it's called The Coral Reef. And that's what we did yesterday. We did coral reefs and a little bit about the Great Barrier Reef. It's the largest coral reef. And this book is just, I love it for the words. And I love it for the pictures. And actually a student years ago gave this to me. And so I don't put it out because I never want anything to happen to it. But it's all about the coral reefs, and it kind of shows some beautiful pictures. And I was like, oh, look, that's beautiful coral. I just picked it up today to look at it again. And then it talks about some of the different things we'll find on the coral reef, like the sea turtles, we saw that yesterday, and eels, and the parrotfish, which is beautiful. I love parrotfish. And so I was like, oh, I'll do eels, I'll do parrotfish. And then look, sea snakes. And then, oh my gosh, look at this, sea slugs. So I was like, I could do a sea snake, I could do a sea slug. There's so many. This page is just about the Great Barrier Reef. And then this one's about these little shrimp called cleaner shrimp that go around and they clean the Great Barrier, or not just the Great Barrier Reef, any reef. And so I was like, okay, well, we could do shrimp. And then this leafy sea dragon. And I love that one too. And then over here, the lionfish. Those are poisonous. And then I turned here and I saw stingray. And that's when I stopped. Because I thought, oh, the stingray. Over here, sea urchins. I'll let you see. The stingray, I think they're fascinating. Again, I love to watch them swim. And I don't know, was it last year? Maybe 2 years ago. I got stung by a stingray. And it really, really hurt. And then it seemed like every time I would go in the water down in Florida, where we can see everything, the water's really clear, there would always be stingray around me. And Mary Claire and my husband would say, they like you or they're following you, because they would come to me and I don't really want them to, because I don't want to get stung again because it hurt. So I thought, you know what? I want to learn a little bit more about stingrays, and maybe it'll make me less afraid of them. So we're doing stingrays today, and they are fish with wings, if you kind of like that. Like, I love watching them because they're very graceful, like watching a bird fly. And the females, so that's the girls, they get bigger than the boys, which is the same with sharks and a lot of our animals. They've lived over 100 million years on this earth, and so they've been around a really long time. And they're on the bottom. They're kind of bottom fish. They like to burrow. They like to get down in that sand, and they do that. They do that so then fish don't see them, and then they'll come up and get them. The stingrays, the eyes are on the top, and their mouth and their nostrils, we have a nose with the holes, nostrils. They don't have a nose. They just have the two holes. So their eyes are on the top, but their mouth and their nostrils are on the bottom. So their eyes are up here and their mouth is down there. So they can't really see what they're eating, which is kind of funny to think about. But they all have barbs on their tail. They're not all poisonous, but they have barbs on their tail. And what happens is they are not aggressive. They don't want to hurt you. But if you step on one, its tail's going to come up and get you. And they usually get you in your ankle or your lower leg is usually where you would get stung by one. And that's what happened to me. Actually, I didn't even know. I knew something got me, but I didn't know what until we looked at it and had 3 little cuts. It hurts. So if someone says there's a stingray, you got to be careful. But if you go in the ocean, you kind of shuffle your feet, you'll be fine. And just so you know, I've been swimming in the ocean for so many years, and that was the only time that that's ever happened to me. So I consider myself lucky. They can be really, really, really huge, like bigger than boats, and they can be pretty small. So the moms have babies, and when they're born, they can have 5, all the way up to 15 babies, and the babies swim away. The moms don't stay and take care of them. They don't need them. They don't need to. And there's one place, and you'll see it in one of the videos. There's an island in the Caribbean, and it's the Caymans. That's what it is, Cayman Islands. And I've been there, but I didn't go to Stingray City. And they have a place where a lot of stingray just live and are used to people so much that you can go swim with them and feed them. And I thought that sounded pretty amazing. So I hope you enjoy learning about stingray. And if there's an ocean animal we haven't done and that you wish I would have done, guess what? You can just do it yourself. Say mom or dad or brother or sister or babysitter or someone, grandma, grandpa, grandparents would probably love this. Say, let's learn about this. And then you can do that. And then when I see you next, or when I see you next year, you can teach me about it. So I hope you enjoy today's Stingrays.